special guest speaker tonight for a few minutes, and I'd like to introduce you to her. But first of all, I'd like to actually acknowledge the work of this young lady and two other people who have done an absolutely amazing job and spent hundreds and hundreds of hours this year volunteering their time to take out to the schools the Teen Life Coaching Program. It was held this year at Hampstead Primary School, Enfield Primary and Northfield Primary, and at Ross Smith Secondary School. So a lot of the young people in the mentoring program also participated in the Teen Life Coaching Program. So I'd just like to say thank you on behalf of us and introduce you to these three amazing people. Jacob Waterman. You come up here, Jacob, please. Jacob was the chef last year at our end of year celebration. If you were there, he was the chef on the Lion Hotel. He's now running the Teen Life Coaching Program. Robert Elrington, coach. And Trudi Pavlovsky. Sparkles. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for that gift, Heidi. We don't do it for presents, but presents are always welcome. Thank you. Can't wait to open it later. Now, my name is Trudi. Some of you know me as Coach Sparkles, and I'll answer to either of those names, so that's fine. I'm here to share my story with you. I grew up in a little country town called Yarrawonga. Some of you may have heard of that, I don't know. And one thing I remember from growing up there is going on the traditional Sunday afternoon drive. I don't know if anyone here has ever been on the Sunday afternoon drive or taken their children on the Sunday afternoon drive. We would go and we would behave because there was always that promise that we might get an ice cream. So we behaved for the ice cream. But it was quite interesting going on those drives because my parents would take me to places that I had no idea about. The Joneses, who were building a new fence for their house, or the Smiths down the road. But growing up in a little country town, it was probably a little bit too far for me to ride around all those places on my bike. So it was good to get out. And the drives, they felt like they would go forever. Hours and hours and hours. And you would wonder, when is it going to end? The name calling that I went through in primary school for a couple of years was quite bad. I was bullied through half of primary school. And at the time, it was painful. I would cry. The big kids stole my bike one day, and then when I tried to get them to give it back, they followed me home and they threw rocks at me and laughed at me and called me names. And at the time, I did not think that I was going to get anything good out of it. But as I went through my life, I realised that that experience was actually a gift. And that is what brings us all here now, our experience and our paths and journeys in life. Someone's quite happy over there. So, my journey becoming a mentor started just over a year ago with a chance meeting with a gentleman who was involved in property, of all things. I took his business card and went to one of his property seminars, and I got there a little bit early, which is what I tend to do. I'd rather be 10 minutes early than 2 minutes late, and got talking to this man. And turns out his name was Les, and he was actually Heidi's brother. So he told me about the wonderful thing that his sister was doing, because I was at a point in my life where I thought, I've had national roles in sales and I've been a estate manager in this, but there's got to be more. I've had very interesting experiences in my life, and it was time to start sharing them. I was studying to be a coach, but I knew I had something inside me to give. So I contacted Heidi, and as fate threw my way, I actually lost my job. So there was no reason for me to not become a mentor. So I rocked up on a Wednesday and had the joy of meeting Robert and Jacob as they were taking the Teen Life Coaching class at Hampstead. From that one chance meeting, it led me into a whole new path, a whole new journey for my life. Experience is a gift, and being a part of the team that helped create and take TLC from a program that was photocopied workbooks to a program that we now coach one-on-one, we coach in schools, we can do workshops, and we can share the amazing message with kids all across the state and soon to be all across the country. That is such a gift for me because I found my mission and my purpose in life. And I mentor 2 girls. The community mentoring program is just, it's amazing, and Heidi is so modest about the work that she does here, and I'm sure you'll all agree. Heidi, can we please give you a thunderous round of applause for everything that you do? And a standing ovation. Come on, everyone. Well, she's got a class in her lap, so you can't. I think we made her blush. Thank you. You can sit down now. I did tell Heidi today that I was going to publicly thank her. I just didn't tell her about the thunderous round of applause. So I had the privilege of working with 2 girls in the mentoring program. Unfortunately, neither of them could be here tonight, so I can't embarrass them and make them stand up. But I do approach my mentoring from a little bit of a coach's perspective. And so far we've done affirmations, we've created vision boards, and they've all hopefully, the 2 girls have hopefully both got the messages from working with me that they can be anything that they want, and I'm sure that's the message that all the young people here today are getting, that we believe in them and we have faith in everything that they want to do in their lives. There is nothing holding them back. So, Zena, what do you do with your mentor when she comes to see you?
With my mentor, I read and I cook and I do sewing and knit.
Sewing and knitting, so you've learned how to sew?
Yeah.
Excellent, so that's one skill that I actually don't have, so maybe I need a mentor as well. Thank you, Zena. Does anyone else here want to share some of the things that they do with their mentors? Chloe, you've done Teen Life coaching, you're nice and confident, you should be able to stand up. What's one thing you've done with your mentor? Cooking? Yeah? Baking? And you're enjoying it? Tennis? Oh gee, I better come and hang out with your mentor as well. See, experience is a gift, and you're all sitting around here. It's like you're all, oh, we had one more person who wanted to share? Ah, Luke.
My mentor taught, and we do science and some electronics.
Wow.
Sometimes we share books and things.
Excellent, and you're enjoying it? Great. Thanks guys, thank you for sharing that with everyone here. Because we're like a family, we're all friends. And I remember in primary school sitting with my books and watching the groups of friends walk past me and being excluded, reading those books and being open up to a whole new world, because the biggest nation in the world is the imagination. And without those years of being bullied, I may not have discovered the wonderful world of books, developed my vocabulary and my creative writing skills. So I look back at that and I think I've actually learned a lesson from there. I've gained something that I might not necessarily have had, and hopefully everyone here can look at the negative things that may have happened in their life and think, you know what, I'm going to find something positive out of that. And those long drives that went for hours, life's a bit like a journey, isn't it? You know, my parents would be driving along and you'd be looking out and you think, yeah, the road goes straight ahead, and suddenly they'd turn left. And you might not be expecting that. But you'd find yourself in a new place. Sometimes they'd stop. And then you'd stop and you'd look at the view and you'd think, wow, I live in a really beautiful world. And sometimes you'd even just drive along the same paths that you've travelled before, but you get a different perspective from sitting in the back seat. Maybe you're on the left side, not the right side of the window. And that's what life is. And that's what's brought us all here, an amazing journey. And from one mentor to another, I'd like to thank you all for sharing it, because experience is a gift, and you're all beautiful people for sharing your time. Thank you.